big hangy beef flaps.
Oh man.
Now that term I use quite often.
That's Uber's anonymous PSN name.
Yeah. It's my Fortnite gamer tag.
Good thing he can change it now. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Controller. I'm Gladys, and with me as always is Cryptic Panther.
Hey everybody.
And Uberyoutuber.
Hello.
Fatty's not going to be able to make it with us today, so the three of us will be doing our best to relay all the gaming news that we can. Jumping right into it, Cryptic Panther. PS4 users are having some trouble. What is that?
I tell you, man, the internet's all a tither, Reddit's freaking out. The world's coming to an end. Anyways, PS4 users are claiming that malicious messages are breaking their consoles. So everyone's freaking out saying it's bricking consoles and the whole works. It's causing them to be unusable. Like, people are totally losing their mind. The thing is, apparently the way some people are saying is if you open the message, it happens. Some people are saying you don't even have to open the message. Even if you receive the message, it'll cause your console to freeze. Your controller becomes unresponsive. And even if you do a hard restart, it just keeps like looping through. It's getting CE errors, the whole works. So from what I understand, from what I've read, it's people are using code basically sending a text full of code to break the amount of characters that actually are usable in a message, which causes issues. So apparently just receiving the message, it can cause this loop of, basically thinking your console's fucked. The way around it is you go to the app on your phone or go to the website and you log in and you delete the message, restart your PlayStation into safe mode and do a database rebuild. Problem solved. If you do a factory reset, goodbye all your installs, and you have to start from scratch installing everything. You don't lose nothing. I mean, any game saves that you don't have backed up to the cloud, you'd lose. And like all your information, all your games, you have to re-download anything or reinstall your games. So if you get one of these messages, delete the message from your app on your phone or the website, and then just do a database rebuild. And if you don't know how to do one, there's like 42 websites with instructions how to do database rebuild. You just boot into safe mode and then choose database rebuild. You don't lose anything. You don't have to reinstall games. You don't have to re-download anything. That's it. It's a simple fix. But until Sony finds a way of setting out a permanent patch, your best defense is to go into your settings and turn off messages altogether or set it to just friends. And I have changed my settings a while ago to receive messages only from friends. And hopefully I won't have anybody on my friends list to fucking tool bag and try to send me something. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing right now we're dealing with, and hopefully it won't be too long and Sony will find a fix for it. But there's been no official comment from Sony as of yet.
Pretty scary stuff.
Well, at least, like I said, whoever, has figured out a way around it, that it's not, you don't have to do a factory reset. You don't have, it's not causing your console to actually become a brick. That's kind of like, people are just right out the bat, oh, it breaks your console, and then people are losing their minds. Well, just read some information. Kotaku article says malicious messages are breaking their consoles. Well, that's a great clickbait title, but it's fucking bullshit. Kotaku, you bitch.
Jesus.
So let me just make sure that I'm clear in understanding this. If I get a message on PSN, you know how you can go to messages and you can see like a list of you?
Right.
Yeah.
Just seeing that little preview of whatever code they're putting in will do it? Because it doesn't show the whole message, right? So whatever they're putting in isn't all going to be viewable from that spot. No, if I saw that, I wouldn't even open the damn thing. I mean,
you don't have to open it, apparently.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. From even just that view, like just the message being in your inbox unopened.
Apparently, that's what they're saying. That's what people are saying. Because I was reading the original post on Reddit. I wish I had saved it. I didn't. But the original post on Reddit, people were talking about it. And people were, just do, delete the message from your phone and then, do a database rebuild, problem solved. So right away, people were figuring out, before, like there's like been 3 or 4 threads now between the PS4 subreddit, the PlayStation Plus subreddit, I think game subreddit, like it's all over the place. And from people who are saying that they've received a message, or one guy said he was invited into like a group chat or something, and I can't remember exactly how it went, but yeah, people were saying that they're playing the game, they get a message, and all of a sudden their console just stops responding, their controller stops responding. They haven't even opened it. And one guy, and I mean, I wish I'd have kept the Reddit user's name because this guy needs to be drug over some fucking coals and beat with sticks. He bragged about sending these type of messages to people in multiplayer during like Destiny's competition thing where the people are, I can't remember the title for it now. I used to play it, but it's like their high-end PvP matches.
Wow.
And he was bragging about sending the messages through PlayStation back then to basically win matches.
What a guy.
Yeah, and he brags about it. I'm
guy.
like, someone needs to know this guy, find him, drag him out in the street, and beat him with a stick a few times. I mean, I mean, that's just some fucking bullshit. But I mean, people are just assholes. And the worst thing about this, you don't even need a PlayStation 4 to do that. You can create a PlayStation 4 account for free online. All you use an email address. And then you can download the app to your phone, you link it to this fake account, and then send messages out to people. So, yeah, I mean, that's the worst part is that there's no way to prove. It's not like they have to have an actual PlayStation and send it directly from the PS4. So Sony's got to definitely find a fix for this fast.
Yeah, that's bad.
Because the worst thing is there's no, like, I mean, you can report the username, but if the person's smart enough where they use a fake username,
yeah, it's just a throwaway account, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
you don't need, you don't need Plus, you don't need an online account. Like, you don't have to pay for online to use messages. So,
furthermore, I think the Messenger service is actually separated from the PlayStation service, right? I think when you download the PlayStation app, it asks you to download an additional Messenger app, similar to Facebook.
Yeah. It's just kind of stupid. But yeah, right. But apparently from people are saying that, yeah, even if you receive one of these messages, it can cause your console to shit itself. Apparently. Hopefully, like I said, it'll stop or Sony will find a way of fixing it. Whatever this code they can type into into a message that breaks the 140 character limit, that's, I think, just what people are saying is causing it. Until we get some more and some actual confirmation from Sony, this is kind of just like, hey, watch yourself, turn your settings so that you can only receive messages from friends, or turn the fucking messages completely off, and that way there's no way that someone could send you a message. But if your friends are sending you these messages, they're not your friends. If one of your friends send you one of these messages, just fucking report them. Fuck them. They're not your friends. Your friends. Yeah, I mean, report them, and hopefully Sony will take action against these people if they're caught. If someone's using their actual full-on account, they deserve a ban. So,
and that should be the setting that everybody has anyways on, right? Friends only. Because I mean, how often do you get a message from someone else
that's worthwhile,
not on your friends list on your PlayStation, that you're actually, oh yeah, I'm glad this guy sent this to me.
Yeah, but I mean, some people do it because they like the salty people that messages them and stuff.
Well, yeah, our buddy doing work as a prime example, he loves shit talking through messages with people.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it in the past.
Yeah.
I mean,
Andrew's had some rage-filled messages. I remember this.
Yeah,
I've used it to say like good game. You know, when I play my sports games and stuff. If I have an epic match with somebody that I don't know, then I'll shoot him a message. But it hasn't been of the troll variety.
No, but I mean, it kind of sucks that you have to limit your messages to friends only, because then it's going to make it a little harder to make friends online, because people are going to be so worried about receiving messages, and everyone's going to be just in their own little groups. So what's the point of trying to find people in multiplayer games that it's going to be a little more difficult until Sony fixes this. Just be cautious. And I mean, at least like I said, it's a simple fix. It doesn't take very long to fix it, and you don't even need the app on your phone. You can go to the website, log into your account, and you can delete the message from there. So yeah, just fucking be wary of who you allow in your friends list. And like I said, if someone sends you one of these messages, fucking report them to Sony. Yep.
Scary world out there. All right, well, moving on here. Uber, talk to us about one of your favorites, Fortnite.
Yeah, staying with the security topic here. So Fortnite, or Epic Games, I should say, is purchasing an anti-cheat company by the name of Kamu. It's a Finland-based company, and they're the creators of the Easy Anti-Cheat Service, that Epic already is using for Fortnite. So they've been using this anti-cheat technology for quite some time, and with these competitive games, esports titles, you definitely need to have some pretty good security to prevent hackers from bypassing the normal route of winning games. So it looks, I mean, it makes sense. They've already been using their service. I think Fortnite or Epic probably just wants a little bit more control. They got the monies, they got the funds. We know that, so they just gobbled them up. And let's see what else here. This is a GameSpot article. We'll link it. Fortnite's biggest competitor in the battle royale space, PUBG, has had some highly publicized difficulties combating cheaters. So I think that's something Epic wants to avoid as well. Some negative backlash on Twitter. That's what it's all about. Twitter. You don't want to get bad mouthed on Twitter. it's bad from there on out. So yeah, they bought Camu, and it'll help further insulate Fortnite from widespread cheating. Yeah, that's all I got.
I think
good move. Was Fortnite rife with cheaters and people doing that kind of stuff?
Not as far as I know. I have not seen much of that where people are complaining about certain exploits being used. And Epic is pretty quick when they implement new stuff, which they do like almost on a weekly basis, new weapons and new features and things like that. There's definitely been issues with some of those. So that new content that they've put in, but they're really quick to turn it off. They're really quick to, if there's a weapon that has some kind of glitch or exploit that people can use, I mean, they'll just pull it out of the game right away. And I have not seen, and I played a lot of Fortnite, I've not actually seen an exploit being used, but I see their Twitter posts all the time saying due to a a problem with this weapon, we have removed it for now. We'll bring it back when we fix the issue. So I see them do that a lot, but I have personally not run into anything where I really felt cheated, to be honest with you. But I know it's a thing. I know people are always trying to find exploits. So it's a cat and mouse game.
I think they've been using it for a while, though. I mean, I don't know if they've been right off the bat, but you just said they've been using it, and they purchased the company. And
right.
And this anti-cheat, I'm pretty sure the only other place that I remember seeing it is Dead by Daylight. Whenever the game loads up, it loads a splash screen that's saying loading easy anti-cheat. So if it's the same one, then that's Dead by Daylight using the same. The team over there is using the same anti-cheat engine. So
interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, they're gonna buy it. I mean, the worst thing is are they going to then hold? Are they going to take it and keep it in house? Or are they going to allow other teams to continue using it? Or are they going to start kind of monopolize on it and start charging more money for people to try to use it on games? Like when a company starts buying up an asset that is not really theirs, like if they're a gaming company, they build game engines, they build games and stuff like that. They're not an anti-cheat engine developer, so why would they buy it? Like just
right.
Are they going to?
It seems solely for Fortnite, almost.
Yeah, is that what they're? Are they? I mean, if they leave it and then allow other teams to continue using it and allow them to update it and whatever else they do with it, and but then design and build one dedicated to Fortnite, I don't have a problem with that. But if they bought it, in other words, because like 42 other companies are using it, now they bought it so they can make more money off it. Like monopolizing on stuff is kind of scary. Like it's a fucking maybe are they becoming EA? That's what worries me, right?
Whoa.
That's what worries me when these gaming companies, and I'm not just saying them. I mean, other gaming companies have bought other assets that are not technically, in their wheelhouse. So are they expanding just because they figure, well, we lock this down, then we have this to use on Fortnite to make sure that we have the best of our own, but then what happens to everybody else? Like, are they still going to make the code available for other teams to use? They're going to jack the price up. Like, I'd like to see what's going to happen down there. They may just leave it the way it is, and they just bought it just to make sure that it never goes away. I don't know. But you always got to be leery, I think, of these companies that start buying up shit.
That's what's going to be interesting because, they have a lot of money to play with, newfound money that's come in over the last 12 months. It's going to be interesting what they do with all of that.
Yeah. Don't become fucking turd burglars.
Turd burglars. That's pretty good. All right. Well, let's move on here and continue the turd burglar topic. So, the developer of this game called Evolvation, which dumb name already, but
Yeah.
they had this thing basically.
That's the professional journalism. They have this thing. They went to the
Well,
doctor
I mean-
and they don't have the thing anymore.
yeah, they went to the doctor. So, Big Daddy Steam, their Steam page got bombarded with negative reviews because they accidentally were banning legitimate keys for the game, along with illegitimate keys. So this is kind of an anti-cheat or anti-theft measure that they had implemented, but they were accidentally banning a lot of legitimate keys and copies of this game. So their Steam reviews got completely bombed and dragged way down into like overwhelmingly negative, which no developer wants, on their Steam page. But the developer, instead of making it to where they fix the problem, I guess it was based on a Valve policy through Steam, so that they couldn't just flip a switch and like unban the keys that were legitimate. So what they had to do instead was make the game temporarily free in response to that. So for a limited time, the game was free. All of us picked it up, actually. So at some point in the future, we'll be playing it.
Maybe not.
But what? Maybe not. But I mean, we got it for free. So what can we say? So yeah, I mean, I guess it is the best response that they could do. They could have just said tough shit.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
They could have tried to go back and spend the time and effort to find the legitimate keys they banned in air and give them free copies. They could have went that route, but then they just like, oh, screw it, we'll just give the game away. And that way, unfortunately, the negative reviews are all still going to be there. It's really going to hurt the reviews overall. I mean, how are you going to tell down the road what is an actual real review because someone's still pissed off, someone just wants to be an ass? So yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to hurt them. And I mean, I'll be honest, I loaded the game up and I'm like, whatever. I mean, some other people are going to love this game because there's just like, there's games I like, games I don't like, and that's fine. But yeah, I mean, it's a good move, but unfortunately too bad for them. I think this is going to be a pretty hard black mark to erase.
Well, I can go ahead and erase that doubt for you right here. I just pulled up the Steam page, and they're mostly positive again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The recent reviews, there's 442 user reviews in the last 30 days, and 74% are positive.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So it's climbed back up there.
Okay.
And also, to answer another question here about why they couldn't have just poured through the complaints and found legitimate ones, it's actually an indie game that was created by a 2-man team.
Oh, wow.
From the
Okay.
Netherlands. So if
right.
if they've got 5,000 people that had their keys banned and it's 2 dudes, they're looking at each other like, nah, dog, we're just gonna make this shit free.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. There you go. All right. We got it. Okay. Bravo to them for doing their best to turn it around. All right.
That's a good ending to the story.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
That's a feel good story.
Sure. It looks, looking at the screenshots here, it looks slightly like No Man's Sky in some of these photos.
No, not even close.
I'm getting PTSD already. But yeah, it's a space multiplayer game for those that don't know. It's supposed to be some type of action game and online space arena so people can jump in and fight each other. But yeah, they've turned it around. Mostly positive once again, and maybe a future game of the week.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's a tease for you.
Stay tuned and find out. Panther, let's move on and talk about Blops.
Which is not going to be game of the week. Suck it. So, this article, the headline is comical enough. In my opinion, my opinion is not the only opinion, but it says Call of Duty Black Ops 4 more anticipated this holiday than Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah,
about
So I watch. I don't watch every episode, but I do watch Kind of Funny Games, their podcast. And it was funny when this article was up. I don't know if you guys watching up, but Greg Miller, the host, and he had Jarrett Petty. And Jarrett Petty is a huge Red Dead Redemption fan. Like, he has a podcast and everything dedicated to Red Dead Redemption called Red Dead Redemption Radio. I'm not pawning his stuff on our channel because he's massive, Kerr does. But it was so funny because this article was brought up while he was on the show co-hosting, because they have different co-hosts all the time. So anyways, he did a great big laugh. And I kind of agree with them. But then when you sit back and you think about it, there's a reason that maybe Black Ops 4 is more anticipated. One of the reasons I'm going to say is for the fact that it's out the first of this month. It's already out. Came out last Friday. They're recording this on Monday, the 15th. I'm not sure the release date of Black. Yeah, it just came out like Friday or something. So people will be anticipating it maybe because it comes out earlier in the month and they get to play it before Red Dead. Maybe that could be. They surveyed 6,000 people. So I mean, was it happen to be like 10 rooms of fucking Call of Duty fans? Like, to try to say that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is more anticipated than Red Dead, to me, is hard to believe. And I mean, their rating system, they're on this webpage that I'm linking. They have you call it the Nielsen rating, and they say Black Ops is at a 99 and Red Dead's at a 97. So I mean, it's 2 points, right? But I mean, it wouldn't. How much out of 6,000 people would it take to sway 2 points on a survey? So. Right. But
and there's usually a margin of error,
right?
Some percentages,
right? And I mean, in the top list here, it goes Call of Duty at 99, Red Dead at 97, Battlefield 5 at 94, Fallout 76 92.
That's not true already.
Assassin's Creed at 91, FIFA 19 at 87. So I'm thinking this must have been an American-based one. They must have asked a bunch of 16-year-olds. NBA 2K19, and it goes down the list. One that I noticed, and I don't know if there's a full list. I've been looking through, and this just seems to be a screenshot, but I think there might be a full list linked in the article. It's kind of, they have this great big screenshot at the bottom of their survey results. And I mean, Spider-Man on PS4 was at 100%. Well, it's because it's an exclusive. Xbox One says Forza Horizon 4 is at 84%. It lists some Switch games. But one thing I noticed on the list, at least what they show, Just Cause 4 is not even listed. I mean, Just Cause games have a big following, and there's a lot of people excited for it. And it's not even on here. Like WWE 2K19 is at a 70. And there's not even no mention of Just Cause. It's like, did you guys ask everybody about every game, or did you just pick and choose? Like Hitman 2's on here at 71.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of odd the way they list it. But I don't know. The only other thing that I can think of is the fact that the Battle Royale mode, and people are interested in that.
Well, sure, yeah.
I mean, that could pique the interest of people that maybe don't normally play Call of Duty.
I call into question the validity of this, though, because Battlefield 5 being at a 95%, you said?
94, yeah.
94? No, they can kiss my ass. There's no way it's that hyped, because there's so many people that are like, fuck this game, start to finish. Yeah. Everything about it has been negative. Yeah.
Like I said, so,
no way.
I mean, they've turned it around. Battlefield 5 has turned it around, but there's still a lot of people that are, completely and utterly just against it like it's the fucking plague.
And it's more than 6%.
Yeah. and the thing is, too, and I mean, I was talking to my wife about this. I was telling her about the article, and she said, and she's not a gamer, but she said that she finds that hard to believe. And she said, how do you compare them? It's apples and oranges. I mean, the following of Call of Duty fans are online multiplayer shooter fans. Not too many people are Call of Duty fans to play a story mode. So if people don't play single player games,
right,
and they're basically, that's all they play is multiplayer, and they're COD fans or just online shooter fans, and they don't like playing story-based games, then Red Dead's not going to be in their wheelhouse. So out of 6,000, I don't know. I mean, yeah, okay, it's better than asking 300 people, but I don't know. I mean, 2 percentage points too. It's like, how do you justify saying? And that headline article is just clickbait.
Well, like
gamesindustry.biz.
COD is always the big, much anticipated title every year. But that's the thing.
I don't know, man. We had a discussion a couple months ago regarding Call of Duty, and we pulled up numbers, and their numbers have dropped.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
sure. But
I mean,
I think with last year's
staggeringly.
release, they turned it around a little bit, and this year's game is good again. I mean, it's really good actually.
I don't
And
know.
I think,
I watched live stream. My buddy Broken Machine was playing this the day before because he got a physical copy, so he was on the day. I mean, I was watching this live stream. I'm thinking this game just looks like every other Call of Duty game. It didn't even look to me like it was that fucking fantastic. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm maybe like a little jaded because I shouldn't say jaded, but maybe a little negative because I'm so sick of Call of Duty, and I don't know. I just don't think it's that fucking fantastic. I tried to play the beta for Blackout, and I'm like, every gun just seems to shoot the same. It's the same shit. They just slap a new name on it and just release it. What have they done new? Nothing.
yeah, actually, it's what they're going back to. What's good about it? They're going back to the boots on the ground. The way Call of Duty got really really popular back in the Modern Warfare 2 days. That's what they're doing. So it's actually, it plays very similarly to one of the earlier Call of Duty games or the early Call of Duty games, and I think people are loving that part of it because
Okay.
they went too far the other way.
The
With the whole,
Infinity
wall running
War
and double
shit.
jumping and stupid shit, So it's still an arcade shooter, no
Yeah.
qualms about it. I mean, very arcade, but I don't know. People seem to enjoy it. I streamed it on Friday. I got it on Redbox. I just rented it for a couple days. I'll be returning it today probably, but it's fun. It's fun. But I mean, personally speaking for myself, I'm more, and I like Call of Duty, but I'm anticipating Red Dead more than I was Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well,
Call of Duty was one of those things. On Friday, I saw a bunch of people streaming. Oh yeah, it came out today. Oh, let me pick it up at Redbox, kind of thing. To where Red Dead, I got marked on the calendar. I'm locked in on Red Dead. So
well, here's it is the same as me. Like, I didn't know when Call of Duty's release date was because I didn't care.
Right.
I've told my wife, she knows, October 26th. I've told my family I do not exist, and I'm telling work the same thing. Like, don't fucking call me. I'm off on Fridays. Like, don't call me for fucking extra hours. I do not exist. If the place is burning to the ground, I do still not exist. My house catches on fire, I'm gonna fucking take my PlayStation into the shower and fucking play it. I don't know. I'll find a way. I am not, I am not missing this 26. They have to kill me for me not to play this. So yeah, Call of Duty is not even in the galaxy of what my anticipation is for Red Dead. So
right.
they sure as hell didn't ask me in this survey.
and you made a good point. It's really hard to gauge who they asked, what type of gamers they polled here, right? Because if this is the of the multiplayer shooter gaming fans variety, then of course you're gonna get a different result. Than,
I like to see one of these like IGN that has, like, I don't know how many umpteen, probably million subscribers on or followers on Twitter. Have them put out a Twitter poll, and let like their Twitter followers give them a result instead of just surveying 6,000 random people.
Right. I mean, because the thing, like, okay, FIFA is the highest selling video game of all time, but for someone who doesn't give two shits about soccer, it's at the very bottom of the list.
Exactly.
Zero anticipation, right, for FIFA, for people that aren't into games like that. Me. So yeah. It's really tough to gauge it when we don't know the demo.
And I mean, did they specifically make sure they were asking gamers and what age range? Like, I mean, there's so many variables.
6,000 variety streamers they asked.
Yeah. And a variety, the survey of nearly 6,000 people. Were they all, gamers? Are they all the same? Because I mean, someone that's 16 years old that's never played Red Dead wouldn't have a fucking clue.
True.
So and that's all they played is Call of Duty because that's all their friends play. So yeah, I mean, I mean, they didn't put in any information of exactly who they asked, but I'd like to see someone huge on Twitter say, look, which game would you buy, and which game were you more anticipating, and we'll see. But like I said, one thing that sways me, and my wife said the same thing, is that Black Ops comes out first. Like, I mean, that's another thing too for people, like, because a lot of people, they buy pretty much every game and they play as much as they can until the next game comes out. So I don't know. I thought the article was a little odd and a little swayed towards,
Yeah.
unrealistic. I think it's clickbait. And look, it worked.
Yeah, there's usually an outlier though for stuff like this that calls into question the validity, like I said, and mine was the 94% anticipation for Battlefield 5. There's just no way.
Yeah, everything I've heard has been negative, and I'm just kind of, I'm just kind of I'm not a Battlefield fan or huge supporter, but just the sense out there is mostly negative.
Yeah,
I've seen a few videos, rant videos mostly,
Yeah.
A lot of those people too are just trying to bank on the clickbait and the
there is
and
that
the hate.
as well. Yeah.
People
But even me, I mean, I'm a long time Battlefield franchise player
Me too.
and love the series. Yeah, Panther used well, and yeah, I've got some serious doubts, dude. Like, it's not very high up on my anticipated list, and this is the first Battlefield in years that I'm not planning on buying. Panther and I are playing through Origin Premium, just as kind of a trial period to see what it's like.
That's what I'm gonna be doing. Yeah.
I'm not buying the game, and that's
they're gonna have
that's already negative.
they're gonna have to blow my socks off with the bit I play when I get Premiere or Premium, whatever it's called, Premiere, to make me go shit. Like, I'm gonna slap some money down on this game, and that way I don't gotta keep paying the monthly fee for Premiere if I'm not using anything else. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that Battlefield is at 94 considering with the other titles that are on that list. Yep. So I think this is bullshit.
Yeah. All right. Well, Uber, continue the Black Ops discussion. What's going on with those day one updates?
Yeah, so it requires a 50 gigabyte day one patch, apparently. and the size of the game is only 55 gigabytes, so that's very interesting.
They're redoing the entire thing on
the entire game, basically. Yeah. Now you need to have an optimized download experience. You need 112 gigabytes of free space on your hard drive, because they kind of double it to for the installation process, which I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Xbox does it. I know the PlayStation. Some people say that when you go to download a large file, it almost requires double the space. Because I'm not sure exactly how the OS, like when it downloads, like what the back end does for putting the data in. Maybe it holds it, and I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, it's been a complaint for people with small hard drives. That
does that mean Red Dead, for example, is going to require 200 and some odd gigs for an optimized install?
Fuck, I hope not.
God, that's crazy. But yeah, 50 gigs. I picked the game up on Friday via Redbox, so I had the disc version, and you only need to download, let's see, what is it, 16 to 20 gigabytes in order to play the Battle Royale Blackout mode. So that's roughly 30% of the install, and you are able to play Blackout, but you are not able to play the multiplayer yet. So that's what I ran into on Friday. I was streaming it, and I had a decent enough time playing that Blackout mode, but then I wanted to hop in online during stream, and I only to find out that I was not even close to having downloaded it at all.
Did you get it on? Did you get it on Xbox or PlayStation?
I got it on PlayStation.
Oh yeah, you sold your Xbox, didn't you?
Yeah. I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So that's one thing to keep in mind. Large patch, and just reserve some time or put your PS4 in rest mode if you are thinking about getting the game. It does seem to, obviously with the disc, it plays a little quicker, or you are able to play a little faster. But yeah, the 50 gigabyte, I didn't even notice that when I popped it in, but that's something definitely to note. That's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy that a game. I know there's day one patches, and I know sometimes the day one patches can be, tiny, like minuscule, like they're little tiny things, because the game, after it was gone gold or whatever, all of a sudden, boom, they do some work on it, but it's small, slight patches, because maybe it's a bigger patch coming down the road. But day one patches normally aren't almost the same size as the game.
No, that's true.
I mean,
but we've seen virtually every game has a day one patch these days, right? It's kind of funny how we've changed over time. I don't remember a game that didn't have a patch. To be honest,
Yeah,
with you,
pretty much
on
every
release.
game does. I don't know how people can play and never go online. But we got some breaking news here. We lost one of our members here. Gladys just lost his power.
Oh no!
Yeah, so he's not here. But he commented in our Slack chat. He's like, breaking news. Baker's power got killed faster than Battlefield's 5 anticipation after their first trailer. So we're down to a 2-man podcast until good old Gladys gets his power back. So
All right.
yeah, so we'll skip forward here. Yeah, Call of Duty requiring a 50 gig download is nuts.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
we're gonna get into that red. I think what we'll do is Baker's topic was next, but we'll hold off on that in case he does get back online with us, and we're gonna jump into this menagerie of Red Dead stuff that I have.
Yes.
So there was a rumor floating around where if you turn the mini map off in the Red Dead game, that the NPCs dialogue will change, giving you directions involving routes and landmarks. So it's like if you don't want to play with the HUD and you walk up to say Joe Blow on the side of the road, I don't know how you interact to say I'm looking for, this valley or whatever would he tell you how to get there. But apparently, after some other people have played the game, they've stated that the NPCs, even with the minimap on, still give directions involving routes and landmarks. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, this game, like they've said, this game is a game changer, and from the information we've had so far, it definitely to me seems like it is.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
We're gonna get on the topic of patches and downloads here again. There was an article, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we talked about Red Dead being like 105 gigs.
Right.
So there's another article come out, and I'm gonna pull it up right quick because the page is broken. So it was a Twitter link that apparently got deleted. Great.
I just see
it. Yeah, because it was valid the other day when I linked it in our document here. But yeah, so it said apparently Red Dead is 50 gigs with a 3 gig patch. So a 3 gig patch isn't that bad.
No, that's not bad.
3
and the
gigs.
game itself is only 50 gigs?
Well, that's what that was one tweet was, and it wasn't confirmed. I thought it was, but if the tweet got deleted, I'm thinking it wasn't legit. So, and today... as of 23 hours ago, so late yesterday, I seen this article linked on Our Games. It says Red Dead Redemption 2 will have a file size of 88.57 gigabytes. But then there's a flare on the title because it's a Reddit post. It says 88.57 gigs for Xbox One. PS4 lists 105 gigs. So we're back up to this 100 some odd gig file size for PlayStation.
Right.
So I don't know. At this point, it's to me, I'm like, well, we're just gonna have to wait till the game comes out and someone actually installs it and takes a goddamn screen cap of their install size so we can have complete another 100% confirmation, because there's been it's 105 gigs, then it's 50 gigs, then it's only 105 gigs on Pro because of the 4K textures. Well, it's 88 gigs in Xbox. Well, fuck. Well, guess we'll find out on the 26th.
Now, let me ask you this. I haven't even checked this, but there's no preloading is not turned on yet, or
I pre-ordered it digitally, so yeah, it'll preload usually a couple days before, so I won't have to worry my PlayStation unless the power goes out like Baker's did. My PlayStation's in rest mode all the time, so unless it's storming really bad and it could be a potential outage, I turn it off, but it sits in standby, so it'll download anything like patches and updates and stuff as it goes. But yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for the preload. It's gonna suck sitting there watching the game preload because I'm jonesing to play this.
Same here.
Yeah, so I have the hard drive space. I have a 2 terabyte external I plugged in to my Pro.
Nice.
And I even moved a couple of the PlayStation Plus titles onto the main drive just to make sure I had tons of room. And that way I don't have to worry about it saying, there's not enough room and it failing to download or install anything. So
when you have that external hard drive, while we're on this topic here, for people maybe, will it by default choose the hard drive, or
you select it in the menu because it gives you, like when you go to your options menu in the PlayStation, like I have a Pro, so automatically I have a terabyte,
right,
and I plugged a 2 terabyte in, and it gives you the option where you want games to install, And even still, you can transfer between the two. So you can leave your main drive as your install drive, and then you can go in later and say, "Oh, I want to move this over to the 2 terabyte to save room." It doesn't make a difference. There's no loading time difference between, because it's USB 3.0.
Right.
Yeah, it never work on a USB 2.0. It's too slow for data. But with being a 3.0, it works fine. I've been playing off my external for pretty much every game, because that's my base install, and that's where all my games, even when I plug a disc in, it automatically installs to that drive. All my download games go to that drive. So to free up space, I just moved them back to the 1 terabyte main drive in the PlayStation to make sure I have tons of room. And I do. I mean, there's PlayStation titles I'll probably never play. I just moved them. I just moved them over to the terabyte drive, so if I decide to one day fire them up, they're there. But
right.
Yeah.
So if you guys are getting Red Dead 2, which you should be, I mean,
hell yeah.
Who are we kidding?
If you can afford it, make sure you can afford to eat and pay your bills first. But yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
But if you are a gamer of any variety and you
starve yourself for fucking 2 weeks to buy this, or you're a bitch.
Absolutely. But yeah, definitely put your PlayStation in standby mode where it does download.
If you pre-order digital, make sure that you got your machine in rest mode, or at least there's going to be posts all over Twitter and Reddit the second the preload goes live. So even if you don't have it in standby, just keep an eye out on the internet at all. You'll see 4 million people freaking out that the game's on preload. So, and I'll be one of them. But yeah, I mean, it's there's definitely this big controversy about the amount of game size, and like I said, people are complaining, man. I downloaded Gears of War 4 on PC because I have the Game Pass. I bought the special 2-month deal on Game Pass to try it out, and it's 105 fucking gigs on PC.
Wow.
So yeah, like, why are people freaking out about 105 gigs on PlayStation now? Considered some Xbox games used to come on multiple discs.
That's right.
Yeah,
and I mean that's where we're heading. I mean, people want more graphical, intense games. Guess what? This is one of the most beautiful games from what I've seen so far that we've had. Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a generational game.
This is you
can't have it both. You can't have it both.
And
you're not going to get this game on a cartridge.
No.
Pop it into the Nintendo Switch.
And the other thing is too is the next part of this little Red Dead list of stuff is the article, and it's a detailed interview. I'm not going to get into the topics on it, but I definitely recommend anyone who wants to give it a read, go ahead. But the Red Dead 2 main story is supposed to be 65 hours.
Wow.
So if you're wanting a 65-hour epic fucking game in 4K and have the open world that Red Dead is going to be, you cannot bitch about file size.
That's right.
There's no way. And like I said, I've seen screenshots. I mean, hell, I'm going to have to put it on my Twitter, because yesterday I even customized my logo that I use on my thumbnails for Red Dead. I'm going to put that on my Twitter. Anyone follows me on Twitter, definitely check it out. I was like, it just came to me and I thought it was hilarious. My logo, my logo is ready for Red Dead. So, so I mean, and I even linked an article right from the Red Dead site. It shows, talks about some of the weapons that are going to be in the game. I pulled the article up right quick because I think it lists the amount of games or guns that are potentially going to be in the game. I can't remember. I've read so much stuff over the last 2 or 3 days. Try to remember everything and make notes on stuff. But they talk about some of the weapons. They talk about Deadeye, and they even have some little GIFs. Well, GIFs, I guess, are videos, because there's audio to them firing a couple of the weapons. So I'm going to link that as well in the description. It's just a Red Dead website. I mean, you can go over there and check it out on your own, but I'm going to link it in the description so that anyone can check it out. It's like I said, this has got to be my most anticipated game in a really long time.
Yeah.
I mean, every week we talk about Red Dead. I'm surprised if we don't have an article on it at all, following right up until release.
Right. And we're at the 11th hour now, to where stuff is trickling in. People have played it.
Yeah.
It's such a tease. But we are, less than 2 weeks away now.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, this is going to be one of these games. I mean, we don't know this yet. Obviously, we haven't played it, but it sure looks like it's going to be one of those generational games where we're going to talk about this game, during the next generation of consoles or whatever it may be, streaming devices.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, right? Yeah, it's like, I mean, we're getting close. I mean, like, we keep hearing rumors, and I mean that's one of the articles that Baker was going to talk about before he lost power. Was about the next generation of consoles are coming. Like we're on the cusp of the next generation coming within the next year to 2 years. And I mean, we're getting titles now that are finally, like the end of life of PlayStation 3. They really found how to suck every ounce of power out of those machines. Like, look at some of the titles. Like, we got Grand Theft Auto 5 and we got the Last of Us. Those games were, the pinnacle of the generational graphical and, gameplay, right? Those were like the end of the life of those consoles, and they both got, remastered for the next generation. So, is Red Dead going to be one of those? Is it kind of the end of the life cycle title that people are just going to say, we need this on the next PlayStation, we need this on the next Xbox? This is going to be one of those titles that is going to be legendary. If not, then Rockstar really fucked the dog on this one. Because
but it would be more shocking if the game was bad than if it's phenomenal, right?
Yeah,
from what we've seen so far.
I can't see it being bad. I mean, from what we've seen, and a little bit that we have seen in the articles that we've all read, there's no way this game's gonna fail. I mean, I'll eat my fucking hat,
And if the multiplayer is anything of worthy, or anything like, I mean, I've never personally played GTA Online, but I know a lot of people do. And if the multiplayer in Red Dead is anything like that, where people are going to really want to play this online, then surely they would probably have to make this either backwards compatible or make a version for whatever the next consoles may be,
I mean,
right?
it'd be crazy not to. I mean, like GTA's made $6 billion. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I mean, I don't think, like I said, they're online and as we've talked about, it's going to make that kind of money, but it's going to be hugely popular, and it's going to sell massive numbers. I'm going to be anticipating their sales numbers as much as I am anticipating the game, which is crazy. But yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's going to be insane.
and like always, we get on a long run of talk of Red Dead because I mean we're just excited about it, but we gotta move on. And your articles,
maybe a bonus episode. We may have to just
it's gonna be, well, after the game launches. I don't know how we're all gonna get together to get together to actually talk about anything, because we're probably gonna be playing it. I know I pre-ordered. I know Fatti pre-ordered it. I'm positive Baker did. I don't know. We'll have to ask him if he ever gets power back. And you have pre-ordered, have you not?
I have not, but I will.
Okay.
I certainly will. This probably here very soon, because I do want to preload it.
Exactly. So, all right, so we can calm our tits a bit. We'll move on from Red Dead, and we'll move on to another big title this year.
Yes, Forza Horizon 4. This game launched about a week ago, about 10 days ago or so, and it saw over 2 million players in its first week, which is a very big number for Forza. And I got a chance to play it. I have the Xbox Game Pass, or whatever the heck it's called.
Right. Same as me.
Gold with Game
Game
so
Pass.
that's how I got it on PC. I'm a big fan of the Forza series. There's so many games to play right now, though. I did not get a chance to play it in the first week until yesterday or 2 days ago, and I sunk my teeth into it and probably spent about 6 hours on the game yesterday, or between the last 2 days. And man, it's so fun. This game is so fun.
It's I played one of the Forza games way back when I had a 360. The regular Forza, the full on the more sim racing style. And I mean, the games even back then were always really good looking, and the card physics were always really well done. The Horizon series has always been more the arcadey side, and I mean, to me, it's kind of like, I mean, I like sim racing, but arcade racing has always kind of had that, that little thing. It's like, because you can just go out and fuck around and have fun, and that's what Horizon is. Because I have the Game Pass and I downloaded it and I played it as well, and yeah, I haven't put a lot of time into it because between other games and work and everything else, I haven't had a lot of time. But yeah, I like it. I mean, it's almost like I'm thinking, when my Game Pass runs out, I'm not going to be able to play it. What am I going to do? But,
right. No, it is. It's fun. It's real. You can hop in and do whatever you want. It's open world style-y.
Yeah.
But it still kind of pulls you along. You have this like avatar or this co-pilot that I forget her name, and Anna, I think her name is Anna, that you can pull up, and she'll kind of navigate to where you want to go next if you do decide to kind of go along the story mode.
Yeah.
Or you can just fuck around, like Panther was saying, and just drive around, do all kinds of crazy stuff. It is arcadey, but it's arcadey in a good way. It still has a lot of depth to it if you desire, right? Like if you want to tune your car and get into like suspensions and do all that kind of stuff, you can do that in this game. But yeah, it is more of an arcade feel to it, which makes it fun. And I got some more numbers here. So over 2 million people have played it in the first week. More than 4.6 million hours of Forza Horizon has been watched across Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So that's huge. So there's a lot of excitement around the game.
And that was as of October 9th.
October 9th,
and here it is,
right.
the 15th. So that was quick.
Ago.
That was quick.
Yeah.
From launch to those numbers is pretty fast. And
right.
I admit it, I've watched some Forza Horizon 4 gameplay on YouTube myself. So
me too.
Yeah,
me too. Players have logged more than 822.7 million miles. That's probably not covered under manufacturer warranty. The article states.
That's
wow.
Funny.
That's amazing that they're actually logging that though.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I mean, I'm not usually a big numbers guy, but more and more games, I'm liking how they release those type of numbers. Like, I know God of War done one, and some of the other games, Horizon, Zero Dawn, they done those. They release numbers of how many players have died or how many players have killed this thing or that thing. So for
That's
like, I'm liking that. I mean, even though I'm not a huge like geek for numbers and the whole math thing, but yeah, it's cool when game companies go and say, hey, we're tracking what people are doing, and they've driven 822 million miles. Like that's nuts.
And I wonder how many people are newcomers to this series due to services like the Xbox Game Pass.
That was
subscribed to, right?
That was one of my things as well. First time I've played a Forza Horizon game is because I have Game Pass. I wouldn't went out and purchase this game to play it. I played the demo, which was a free demo anyways, but I wouldn't have downloaded the demo probably if I hadn't had Game Pass or the Microsoft stuff installed because of the Game Pass bonus I got, or the free deal, or the $2 deal I should say. It wasn't free, but the $2 deal I signed up for to try it out. So yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of people, and that's what I'm wondering how their numbers are high, but does that constitute in real world sales because of people with Game Pass, considering it was day one released on Game Pass?
Right.
Like, I don't understand how that works in correlation with actual sales numbers to profit back to the Turn 10 studios.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of back end logistics that aren't going to be available to the general public. But I mean,
right.
I'm happy that Game Pass works for people. I'm happy that people are playing this game, and like I said, I'm definitely not an Xbox fanboy at all. But for I'm a gamer, so for games that do really well, whether I like them or not, it's always good. And I mean, like I said, I played Forza, and like I said, I just wish I had more time to play some more of it before October 26th.
Yeah, and I will say, if there's one game, and personally, I can speak to this because the reason I originally bought an Xbox was for the Forza series. So if there was one game that you do maybe pick up a cheap Xbox One, I mean, they're pretty cheap these days. This would be it. Or just, if you have a gaming PC, that's the route I went and Panther went, just download the Xbox dashboard or whatever it's called and get the Game Pass and check it out. But this is the one title that Microsoft has, in my opinion, that's worthy, that where I'm actually, to where PlayStation has, close to a dozen of those titles that are worthy just picking up a PlayStation for. Microsoft has this one. Forza is it. Forza is as great as people say it is. It's to me, it's the best racing series out there.
What I like about it and what you said was the fact that you can just jump in and you can play. You don't have to get in and pick a race on a racetrack to race 40 or 50 laps, or it's not sim. If you just want to jump in and do a short, like some of the races are really short, like some of the little rally races that I've done are only a couple laps, so like it's short, quick. And I mean the graphics. I mean, I can't speak for what it looks like on Xbox, like on a base Xbox One, but I mean, my PC plays it at 1080. I don't have a 4K monitor, so I wouldn't even attempt to run it in 4K. But at 1080 60, The game plays and runs smooth, looks really good. I had no problems with it on my machine at all. And like, sir, like I said, like follow on YouTube, I watch. He plays it on PC, and he's got a high-end gaming rig. I mean, the game looks and plays so well. They've done a really good job of making this game look not like an arcade racer.
Yeah,
Like
no,
it
totally.
definitely, in the cars, they stick the sounds and the physics and stuff are really well done. And I mean,
and the interiors,
yeah.
every cockpit is to scale. It's amazing. I bought the car that I own in real life yesterday. I just fucked around. It was like, hey, do they have a Hyundai Veloster in there? It's not a race car by any stretch. And boom, they had it. So I bought it and I made it my color, the same color of car that I drive. And then I got in the cockpit and it looks the same as my car. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they do an amazing job. And like I said, and now that Turn 10 is an official Microsoft first party company, because it was one of the companies they listed as they purchased at E3. So they definitely, now they're going to be, they always were an exclusive, but now that they're solely basically a first party, they can only get better. That's one thing about first parties, whether people hate the whole exclusivity to consoles or not. I do believe first parties, considering they work directly with the developers of the consoles and solely only work on that one platform, it makes them better. So, I mean, the Forza series already is top notch, and I mean, can only get better, I think, from here.
Totally.
I don't think there's a way that they could fuck it up at this point.
No, it's as solid as it can get, and you can sink your teeth into this game for hundreds of hours. If it wasn't for Red Dead, this would probably be my title of choice once I finish Spider-Man.
If you finish Spider-Man,
I'm gonna do it.
October 26th is coming, man, and you're habitual non-game. I'm proud of myself this year. I got God of War done. I had Detroit Become Human done. I just actually this morning before we recorded this, I finished Spider-Man. I can't remember what else I finished this year. So I got a couple games under my belt finished this year that I'm proud of, because I have so many titles that I've not completed. So yeah, so yeah, definitely, like I said, I give them props over at Turn 10. Forza 4 is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
even if you just pick it up, even if you download it onto your PC, download the dashboard and just pick up the demo and play it, and you'll see what we're talking about. This game looks amazing.
Totally, and there's gonna be a DLC. There's gonna be stuff. I mean, it's already huge. It's a big game, but they always do pretty well with DLC and do the fun things. Where in the winter time actually the 4 seasons are the big thing in this game. So
yeah,
but yeah, definitely check it out. If you have Game Pass.
I agree, and again, we're gonna skip Baker's topic, and because we divide our topics up pre-podcast for people to have stuff to discuss and stuff. But this was pretty big. We've talked about the rumor before, but it's official now, directly from Sony. PSN name changes are officially coming.
Yes.
The only problem is, and we've talked about it before, is guarantee you the gamer tag or the PSN name, or whatever title you want to use for your online persona name, is probably already taken. I mean, there are like 70 million PlayStation consoles out there, so there's already over 70 million PSN names. So that's going to be a definite challenge for people to get a name they're going to want. I mean, if you have a name now that you fucking hate, have fun getting a new one that you're not going to hate. But I mean, I guess, a lot of people, and I've read some comments on Reddit, they're like, I was 16 and, I thought making it, YOLO 420, no scope 360 dog was funny, or, whatever. And you're tied to that name. I mean, especially if you purchased online, I mean, if you didn't buy games online and you didn't care about trophies, I mean, you don't really have to worry about a name change, right? You can just change it because you don't care if you have trophies. You haven't bought a digital content. It's not tied to your name. That's the worst thing, is all the digital games that I've purchased. If I want to make a new PlayStation name, the games are gone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like, oh damn, But I'm happy with my name. I got it. The Cryptic Panther name. I've used it for a long time, and it's pretty much all I use everywhere I go. If you see a Cryptic Panther name, it's likely me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
try this out, because my gamer tag is very mid 2000s.
Yeah,
I think I created it in 2006.
The thing is, what I'm gonna suggest though is yeah, the second this becomes available, people are gonna have to jump on it because
Right.
of the names that you want are gonna be gone. I mean, and some people have multiple names now that they use.
That's right.
So they're even if you had, say, YOLO 420 and you don't want it and you said screw it, I'm gonna make, Tom's Hardware, whatever the fuck your name you want to choose as your next, and you have that name already used, you can't change it to that because it's already been used.
That's right.
So
That's
some
right.
people made the mistake of, I don't like this name, but all my shit's tied to it. I'll make a second one. How's that? You can't transfer. Like, it's not a transfer. It's a name change. So
that's right.
some people might have screwed themselves. There's going to be a slew of names with numbers as we have before, and X's are going to be back because people are going to want names that are used, and they're going to have to find a way to to make them usable.
Right about that.
Yeah. So it says in the article, and this is Kotaku again. It says last week we told the game developers were preparing for PlayStation Network name changes. That was all rumored. Now it's official. It says here the news is official. Sony announced it this morning. This was just the other day. This was announced that starting in early 2019, no official date, that the first change will be free. Sony says subset next changes. I can't. This is early in the morning. I only had one cup of coffee. Leave me alone. So any other further changes will cost $10 a pop or $5 if you're a PlayStation Plus member. The beta testing for service will start soon if you're part of the PlayStation's preview program and want to try it out. So it also says not all PS4, PS3, and Vita games are going to support your new ID. So this is right from Sony. It says when you change your online ID, you'll have an option to display your previous ID with your new ID. So your friends can recognize you once you decide to display your old ID or not. You won't be able to adjust this after completing the online ID change process. So my suggestion is don't link both your fucking names. If you're changing it, just change it. And anybody you normally game with, just send them a message. As long as they know that, as long as if you're on your friends list, send them a message because, don't break their console.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. This is going to be their problem. Be like, I don't know this guy. I'm going to delete him from my fucking friends list. Make sure
The other thing I was wondering, like, if you give up your old name now, does that become available, or do they kind of keep that?
I think it stays tied to your. They must just kind of overwrite what gets put out as the actual ID because it says you can display your previous ID with your new ID. I don't know how that works. So that just to me, that looked like shit. If you had a stupid name before, why would you put another name on it and then leave that stupid name visible? So that's
right.
I guess
parentheses or something.
Yeah, if someone wants to, I guess it's their prerogative. But at least it gives them that option. But the feature is compatible with PS4 games originally published after April 1st, 2018. And a large majority of most of the played PS4 games have been released before this date. So some games may not display your new online ID. Excuse me. So the older games, old titles on PS4, PS3, and some Vita systems are guaranteed to support online ID change, and some are not. So it says, if for any reason you experience issues with changing your ID, you can revert back to your original ID for free at any time. You're only able to revert once during the preview program. Reverting back to an old ID will resolve most issues caused with ID changes. In addition, this feature officially launches a list of compatible games published before April 1st, 2018 will be provided. So they're going to tell you what games that your online persona will actually change. I'm thinking it's probably going to still display your old name if you change it. From what I can take from the article. So yeah, I mean, if you have a shitty name, hopefully you can change it. I figure you're going to change yours, Uber.
Yeah, I'll change mine for sure. I'll try. I'll definitely give this a shot and probably report back to you guys.
Yeah, I'm not changing mine, and I know Gladys. He said he wasn't changing his. So,
right.
And I can't remember if Fatti officially said what he was doing. I don't think he's changing his either. I can't remember what he said, but yeah, I mean, we're looking at at least one of us changing our names.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with something with Uber, hopefully Uberyoutuber or Whitey or something I can do where people still will recognize me. Because now my PSN is, has nothing to do with me. Nobody even knows who I am, really. But if I
Yeah.
go to that, then I think I wouldn't have to display my old name. People would still know who I am.
Yeah, if you can get the Uber in the title, you'd be
Totally.
people know who you are. So we're at we're at a little over the hour mark as usual. A couple topics we didn't get to. Um, and I know unfortunately, we lost Baker a little bit halfway through, and no message for him that his power's back, so he's not going to make it back for the ending. Was there anything else you wanted to throw in before we finish up?
November 3rd is a big day.
Yes.
What are we doing November 3rd, Panther?
We are live streaming for charity.
I am so excited.
I am. I haven't done Extra Life. I've watched. Most of the times I remember when I was watching people play. I watched you stream some last year. I watched Rooster Teeth. I'm a huge fan of Rooster Teeth, and they do a lot for charity as well. They do a great big event for Extra Life, and I've watched quite a bit. My wife even watched some of it with me. Yeah, I'm stoked for Extra Life. I've never done the charity drive for like gaming. I've done other charity stuff. I've donated, etc., etc. But yeah, we're pumped. We're gonna try to live stream for 24 hours between the four of us, maybe 5 or 6 of us. We got a couple other friends that are looking to join in. I know as of right now, on November 3rd at 8 a.m. Eastern, I am, maybe even 7 a.m. Eastern, possibly. We got alarms going off. We got alarms going off. Shit's getting real.
This is normally when I wake up, guys. So.
Yeah, it's West Coast for Ubers. This is extremely early for him, but we appreciate him showing up. But yeah, with Extra Life is as of right now, I think 7 a.m. Eastern on November 3rd. I think I'm starting off my live stream. And we're going to take turns throughout the day, live streaming on the Beyond the Controller Twitch. I think once I jump off of mine, I may even jump on my own Twitch. I don't live stream very much. I'm trying to get back into it. I got to schedule stuff. But I may even just jump on my own Twitch and do some live streaming there as well. I'm hoping that the 4 or 5 of us that are going to be streaming can jump on and play something together throughout the day a couple times possibly. I'm stoked. Like I said, I've never been a big live streamer. I even got a goddamn webcam coming to do this. So yeah, face reveal, folks.
Face reveal.
Yeah, God, yeah, it's a big day. So
it's gonna be a ton of fun, man.
I'm
stoked. For a good cause.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, me and Fatti are both both live in the same province in Canada, so we're doing our charity for the IWK, which is a massive children's hospital here in the Maritime provinces in Nova Scotia. It's a huge child's hospital. They do amazing stuff there. So I'm happy to be getting money donated to them. I mean, they get tons and tons of money donated, and I mean, any little bit helps. So I'm definitely excited for that. I'm going into my work office, and I'm going to be pimping it out hardcore in there as well. Trying to get people, because you don't have to wait until November 3rd to donate.
That's right.
The donation links are live now. And another thing to remember, too, the money goes directly to the charity. It doesn't go to us. We don't get the money, and then we don't have to hand it off and send it out to anybody. We don't touch a dime of this. We get no paid. We're not getting paid to do this. This is solely for charity, and this is exactly what is set up to do. The folks at Extra Life make sure that no money goes to the people that are that are live streaming, because the donation links, when you go to it, it's actually it's full on link that goes directly to the charity. So you don't have to worry about us saying, oh, you're paying us and we're going to send money. No, we don't see a dime of it.
We don't see it. No, and that's good. They take all the hassle out of it too.
Exactly.
For everybody involved.
Because I mean, I wouldn't want to be that guy that has to take the money and then transfer it over. I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want that on my shoulders. Me make a mistake and screw it up, or someone come back and saying, oh yeah, you probably stole all the money. Doesn't happen. Extra Life is legit. They've been doing it. This is their 10th year.
Yeah.
And sadly, this is my first year. So.
Yeah, I just got introduced last year, but I had a ton of fun. I did a 12-hour live stream and couldn't quite make the 24. That's no joke. But no,
I mean, by yourself, it's kind of tough. I mean, we're spread in between at least 4 of us, if not more.
But it's fun. It's fun, and you get all kinds of new people popping in, saying hi, and it's really cool. So if you guys are available, it is a Saturday. Pop into our Beyond the Controller Twitch channel, which we're kind of christening that day, right? We haven't
Well,
really
the
done a
only
ton
thing
of
we
stuff
done
on
was
that.
the beer review. Was the only thing that was on
That's
that channel
right.
was the
That's
beer
right.
review we did. So, yeah, it's really our second forte into streaming on the Twitch page for Beyond the Controller. We all have our own Twitches. I know you and Baker definitely stream more than Fatty's getting back into it a little bit. I think he recently moved, so I know I need to get back into it. And we're all going to be streaming from the Beyond the Controller. We're going to take turns streaming from that channel. And like I said, the link is actually on the Beyond the Controller Twitch. I put a link at the bottom of the page. It's my link, unfortunately, so it's going to go to the Canadian charity. I'm gonna have to put a link on for everybody's at the bottom to use. I just don't have all everybody's link as of right now. But yeah, the Beyond the Controller, our goal is $1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, you can set a personal goal for yourself. Each team member can set a personal goal, but the team goal is $1,000. So I'm hoping we shatter that.
Same.
So if anybody at all that's looking to donate, we don't care if it's 5 cents, 50 cents, $50, whatever you want to give. All the links are eventually going to be on the Twitch page, and you can throw a donation on. Join us on the live stream. Retweet our tweets. Tell your friends. Show up. Make fun of us. We don't care. It's for charity.
Tell your Aunt Connie.
Yeah, if you got an Aunt Connie. I know my wife is going to give a donation. I've asked my parents, and like I said, I'm gonna lean on my coworkers to throw some money in the hat as well. So, yeah, join us for Extra Life. We'll be talking a bit more. Just follow, our Twitters are going to be. I already got my own personal Twitter set up with the Extra Life logo and the banner and the whole works. I'm in.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, so as always, Baker's not here to give the salutation, but as always, from all of us here at Beyond the Controller, thanks for giving us your time. Links, as always, in the description. Any comments, criticisms, something we missed, something we should talk about, something you think we should live stream for Extra Life, let us know. And yeah, so that's going to be it. So like I said, as always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.